Here we are, guys, with the amazing Nintendo GameCube controller. This is the original. It's in black, which I like the best. And today we're going to be doing a quick review of it. Not super quick because there's a lot to say about this because of how amazing it is. Alright, so I'm going to just start naming off different things and see if it excels in each of those things. So first off, we're going to talk about just the overall build quality of this thing. I think it's pretty good. I mean, there is a little bit of noise if you do this, unlike some other controllers, but other than that, it feels solid, it feels durable, it feels like you're not gonna risk breaking this thing if you drop it or throw it on the ground when you get mad at your friend in Smash Bros. Okay. And yeah, so I think I would give that maybe like a A-ish because it does creak a little bit, which is unfortunate because of how awesome it does feel in the hands. And next we're going to talk about the comfort of this, pretty much, like ergonomics mostly. Yeah, it's really good. See how my hands like naturally go around everything. A lot of people have said this about this controller. I guess it works with a lot of hands. I like how it's not too heavy, but it's also like not too light and feeling cheap and stuff. Because I don't really like controllers that are too heavy, like say the Xbox 360 controller. That thing's like really heavy, in my hands at least. I mean, it's not really heavy, but it like feels heavy after a while and stuff. But this is like the perfect weight, the perfect like molding back here. These handlebars, how it like perfectly fits around it. And also the triggers help, because it has like this indentation thing where you can rest your fingers. Sorry, the cord's in the way. Yeah, and yeah, so I would give this like 100% best comfort ever of like any controller I've ever had. Now, the thumbsticks here, I'd say they're pretty good. It's kind of an interesting feel with this one, especially because it's smaller. But what I would advise people using this controller with the thumbsticks and stuff, this one's fine. It works perfectly. It feels perfect. It doesn't slip out of your hand. It's nice rubberized, unlike the 64's controller. And here, this is like smaller and shorter, if you can see. So it's kind of interesting, but don't do this when you're using this one. You might want to do, some people like do the claw grip-ish thing where they press it onto the tip of their thumb or something, but this, you don't want to do that. You want to kind of just have it like this, and then it's much easier to use. Now the triggers are phenomenal, I would say. They're super comfortable to press. They're just really satisfying. They make a wonderful click noise. And this Z button right here is not nearly as good, I would say, but it's still usable. And it also has a little click of its own. It's just much quieter. But I don't mind the feel. A lot of people do think it's not the best feeling button, but I'm fine with it. But these are really the stars of the show here. They have like this analog thing where they go down like this, and then once you get far enough, you can push it in for a click. It's just awesome. And now the buttons, what do you expect? They're Nintendo buttons. They're really good. Now they're not as good as like the NES controller. I really like those buttons. But they're not like super clicky. They're not extremely mushy. They're a little bit on the mushy side though. They do move a little bit, not much. And the layout is actually really good. A lot of people would look at this controller like, what layout is that? How are you supposed to use that? But it really does make sense because you'll use the A button the most in your games. And then you know exactly where the B button is. If you just move it to the left and then to the right it's X and up is Y. It's really easy to remember once you get used to it and stuff. Now this D-pad a lot of people complain about. But if you look, the D-pad, I had to go get my Game Boy Color here. If you look at it, it's kind of hard to see because they're literally the exact same size. Like, they seriously just brought the Game Boy D-pad into the GameCube controller, and nobody complains about this D-pad. I don't understand why they should complain about this one. This D-pad's amazing. It works for everything on the Game Boys. Oh, sorry, I moved the camera a little bit. Sorry. It works great on all the Game Boys, but everyone seems to complain about it on this. Like, oh, it's too small. But it does work fine. It feels a little bit small at first, but then when you realize it's just the same as this, it's fine. It does feel great. It's very responsive in most games, unlike Xbox 360. And yeah, I think it's just exceptional because it's Nintendo D-pad. This little start pause button in here is great too. I just think this works great for everything. Even if the C-stick's a little bit short or whatever, who cares? I think this is just a really nice controller. And I think that'll be all for now. Thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment if you too like how well this is made, this GameCube controller here. And I will see you guys in the next one.